Hello, and welcome to Basically Bloodbowl. And today we're going to look at what team we potentially see Games Workshop release next. Now, I'm not expecting it in the November reveal, or indeed at any point in what we have left of this year. We'll probably see another Dungeon Bowl expansion for Christmas, and then, if we're lucky, a team dropping sometime between February and then the end of April. So let's see what I think we could be seeing next, starting with my thoughts on the most likely all the way to the least. Let's dive in. So my choice for number one is Chaos Dwarfs. And please remember that this is just opinion and an educated guess, by no means a confirmation, and indeed your thoughts may vary. But hear me out. I feel we're due a bash team, and with 3 teams of legend still to go, why not the Dwarfs? And then there's this. The forgotten Garashnak Blackhoof, revealed all the way back in May and yet to appear. Could we see a release preempting the arrival of the Chaos Dwarf team? Maybe, maybe not. But the Chaos Dwarfs are popular, and they are different. They have star players ready to go in the lore, and with either the animal, Death Shroud special ability really targeting dwarves, surely this is the time to drop an updated version. Hobgoblins, Bull Centaurs, and a nice enslaved Minotaur from Forge World. This is why Dwarfs come in at my number 1 on this list. Number 2, Kemry /Tomb Kings. So this nearly took the number 1 slot. They were a bash team, they need very little change, they invite a lot of creative design, and not to mention they'd have a lovely Egyptian style pitch to go with them. So why number 2? Well, they're a Sylvanian spotlight team, and I just can't see the Games Workshop dropping another straight after the Vampires. 6-star players in a row, all belonging to one league, just doesn't seem feasible. But with the old world around the corner, and Tomb Kings having some of their range refreshed and updated, we could see a team designed in conjunction and released around the same time. So, you like your old world army? Well, why not pick up this Bloodbowl team too, and get into this game as well? I mean, they're coming at some point, and it's certainly a team I would get hyped for. Number 3, High Elves. The last and final team of legend is the High Elves. Now, I could easily see this revealed next too. It's only my bizarre theory that it's going to be a bash team swaying me the other way. And there's no guarantee that they'll just release all the teams of legend as their next trio of teams. That's why we've got 7 more possibilities to explore. And let's face it, High Elves are popular. They've been lost for so long. Imagine a White Lines of Crace style Bloodbowl team. I think they still need a slight change, a little bit of adaptation. And we already have 3 elf teams, but with the team already represented in lore, I mean, it's only a matter of time before we see a new range on the pitch at some point. And perhaps they mix it up from the usual elf teams. Perhaps a more resilient, yet slightly slower high elf team with all that armour they're wearing. Number 4, Slaanesh. So now we're outside what teams we know and begin to think of what else needs representation or could be a possibility. And I think Slaanesh is the most likely. We have 2 more Chaos Gods yet to have a team, and the Slaanesh team just writes itself. Demonettes with claws, Slangors, and as a pleasure god, we could really let our imagination go and have a team exuding pleasure, perfection, excess. Could we see throwers with multiple throwing arms, big-handed catchers, slovenly blockers bloated through excess? The possibilities are endless. Slaanesh are going to be represented at some point. It's just a case of when. Could we see a surprise drop next year? Number 5, Squigs. Now, this is definitely a fan choice, but wouldn't it be great to see a cave squig team, a combination of night goblins and squigs? Now, this is already represented on Fumble as a secret lead team, and it just looks so much fun and so chaotic. Giant cave squigs, gobbers, mangler squigs, squig hoppers, or whatever else Games Workshop can dream up. I think this team would be a bestseller, and we've already got our Madcap Migs represented as a star player. Just ready to resurface. But with Clonk the Rockbrow Squig stealing the Orc Thunder at the Nova reveals, I think the time's right to see some iteration of a Squig team. Number 6, Kislev. Now, I'm excluding Slam from this list. I just can't see a Space Frogs making an appearance, and I know how much it divides the player base. Some people just can't get their head around frogs from space somehow existing in the old world. But the team stats are there already, so let's presume they go down the Bloodbowl 2 route and reskin them as Kislev. I do think we need another human type team, but one that stands alone from the rest, and the circus theme just works. Acrobats and strongmen, plus a giant bear. I'm reaching a bit, but I could see them release Kislev with the stats open to be utilised by your very own Slan team, should you wish to keep all your parties happy. Number 7, Bretonian. So we're disappearing fully into wishful thinking, but I would love to see a Bretonian team. I know we've technically got the Imperial Nobility as a sort of Bretonian update, but the Knights are a different team in their own right. Think peasants as linemen, and then Knights in the roles of catchers, runners, blockers and blitzers. I think the models would be gorgeous, and as with the Tomb Kings earlier, the time would fit well with the design and release of the new Bretonian Old World range. Number 8, Savage Orcs. Now, once upon a time, there was a dugout app to accompany the game, and we had experimental teams, no models, but all the stats. These were Imperial Nobility, who we've already seen, a Pestilent Vermin team, a Slayerhode team, and a Savage Orc team. Out of these three, I think Savage Orcs are by far the most appealing. Think wild orcs full of frenzy, and you're seeing this crazy team. And the design could be amazing. I've already got a 3D printed team made by Brute Fun. Big shout out to Brute Fun. He's an amazing Blood Bowl third party designer. If you don't know of him, check out his many amazing teams. The man is a consistent machine. But his Savage Orcs are brilliant, and I think as Games Workshop has already listed an official team, could we see them coming soon to the setting? Number 9, Tzeentch. The final Chaos faction, and it's way down here because I can't see it coming before Slaanesh. I think there'd be a lot of design work to getting this team just right, but it's another certainty at some point and could come with some amazing abilities. Think misdirection, tactics. There's some really interesting playstyle possibilities from the God of Change. And you've got blue and pink horrors, sorcerers, Zingors. I mean, could have a bundle of mutation. And we'd have to have some infamous flamers. And what would that mean on the Blood Bowl pitch? It's hard to see which direction this team would be taken, but there's a real chance of something completely new, a real unique team. And number 10, a Minotaur team. Now, this is just what I would wish to see. Looking at another Fumble Secret League team, I think a Minotaur team would be absolutely amazing. Lots of animal savagery, 4 to 6 Minotaurs on the pitch, maybe some Beastmen or even Ungors or Braves to run it like an ogre team. Again, it's massively wishful thinking, but I'd love to see this team as a unique addition to the landscape. And don't forget, we've got Grashnak coming soon. And there we have it. So they are my 10 picks for the next release. And if we're looking at 2 to 3 teams released a year, that gives us at least 3 to 5 years of teams still to come for Blood Bowl. And we haven't even looked at a Snake Man team on the back of Boa Constrictor dropping with the Amazons. We haven't even mentioned the possibility of a Zote team to accompany Zolcan. We haven't even looked in depth at the scores of Secret League options. Carthay, Albion with the Fen Beast, Skaven clans, Sisters of Sigmar, Witch Hunters, Giants, Treemen, Gnomes, Forest Halflings, or how about Undead Pirates? Whatever the next team is, I think it's fair to say there's still a long way to go in which Blood Bowl can keep going, and that's the biggest plus to take away from all of this. So what do you think? Do you agree, disagree, have some teams I haven't covered? Let me know in the comments. Thanks as always for the views, likes, comments and subscriptions. I appreciate every one of them. And I hope you like this little video, and I'll see you on the next one. Ciao for now.